Yo, what is up gamers? It's Sebastian coming with a brand new video. Now today is Banlist season according to all the idiots on Twitter. But you know, people say no, Banlist is today, Banlist tomorrow, Banlist this, Banlist that. How about you ban some girls? I don't know. But anyways, the Oceanics Championship is this weekend, so it's very unlikely there is a Banlist. But in the event there is, I'd much rather get my prediction out so I can say I told you so when I end up being completely correct like I always am. So let's just get on to it, let's get into it, let's get over it. Firstly with the ban section. For the first ban card, it's going to be Mystic Mine, to no one's surprise, I should hope. This card has been such a menace to the meta game and to the anti-meta game, and ever since the banning of Imperial Order, there's not really been a strong counter that you can just play in any deck. You see, before, Imperial Order outed Mystic Mine, and it wasn't bad to play into whatever deck. But now, you know, what are you going to play? Cosmic Cycling to Tier Danger? No way. So Mystic Mine kinda does have to go. And next up is going to be Artifact Dagda. This has been a part of so many toxic interactions and in so many toxic decks. There's an argument to ban Scythe, but if you ban Scythe instead of Dagda, you can still do like Lancia Lock, which is really toxic as well in the right format. So I think it's just better to ban Dagda. Scythe hasn't really been good outside of Dagda, so you know. The next ban card is going to be Fateful Adventure. This one kind of had it coming. It's just so many ruling issues, so many people cheating with the card. So I feel like if you ban it, you just promote a healthier community. There's less people trying to do legal cheating or whatever. And next up is going to be Cannon Soldier MK-2. This card is just part of so many FTKs now that Morphtronic Telephone is a card, and obviously FTKs are bad for the game. The next banned card is going to be Red Resonator. It's another FTK, except you're not FTKing the game, you're FTKing the match. You go first, you activate it, you win in time, that's it, the match's over. FTKing in a game is bad, imagine FTKing a match. That's unfair, man. Next up is going to be Garura Rings of Resonant Life. This has got to be one of the most broken cards I've ever seen. Why does it draw you a card? Why is it so easy to make? Why is it a Dark for Curious? I have no idea. Why did they decide to print it? How about they unprint it by banning it? That would be good. And now onto the limited section. First up for the limited section is going to be number 16 Shockmaster. We're going to unban Shockmaster. Why? This card sucks. This card is so bad. Firstly, it uses 3 level 4 monsters to summon it. That's already steep. And then what is your payoff? What is your effect for using it? You get to Dark Ruler no more, your own board. Who wants to do that? I don't. I want to Dark Ruler my opponent, not me. So no one would ever play this card. This card sucks. Unban it. I don't care. Who asked? The next limit is going to be Rivalry of Warlords. And you may be wondering, why would I hit Rivalry? And it's quite simply because floodgates are just bad for the game. They should not exist. The next limit is going to be Prime Mathematical Replacement, and quite simply, everyone describes this card as Trishula. Trishula is an already limited card, and so any card that's been described as a limited card should probably be looked at with intense scrutiny. And you see, Replacement, not only is it Trishula, it's also a Trishula that you can summon for free on your opponent's turn and recur research. In fact, it's better than Trishula. So maybe this card should get banned? I don't know. It should be limited first probably, so yeah, that's what's going to happen. And the final limit is going to be Pot of Desires. Quite simply, the card says to draw 2, not to play 2, so it being at 2 is already a bit ridiculous. But also, you got to consider, it is basically Pot of Greed. And you have to look, okay, Upside Goblin, that card is limited as at 1 because it draws a card. Desires draws 2 cards and that's allowed to be at 2. That doesn't seem fair. So, you know, I think the only good solution here is to limit Pot of Desires. But now for the semi-limited section, and we'll just speed run through this real quick because I know a lot of people really don't like this section for some reason. First up, Yatagarasu. Sprite has not been doing as well as anticipated in the TCG, and so pitting this card from 1 to 2 will be a really strong buff to Sprite and maybe help pit their representation back up to what we were expecting. Next up is Macrocosmos. This card wouldn't really do much into the meta decks right now. Also, Dimension Shifter is at 3 and this is just worse Dimension Shifter, so this can be unhit. The final semi limit is going to be match C. If you pay attention to all the discourse around this card, you see people saying, oh, this card shouldn't be banned, or this card shouldn't be at 3, and everyone is like, absolutely no way should this card be at 1. But you never hear anyone say this card shouldn't be at 2, so I feel like this would be a good compromise to appease everyone in the discourse. And now for the unlimits. First unlimit is going to be malicious to 3. Firstly, it completes the pendulum from 3 to 2 to 3 to 3 to 2, whatever, but also it'll be a huge buff to tier element that I think they so desperately need. And next up is going to be Dimensional Fissure. Firstly, it's worse Macrocosmos, let's be real, but also it's a huge counter to Sprite, because if they have the Toad board, which is the best board, so it's what they're going to be going for, you can activate Dimensional Fissure, and because Toad has to send to Grave to negate, you get to turn off your Toad negate or force the Toad negate immediately. Next up, Trickster Light Stage. This card was a relic of a 2019 format. No one would actually play this card if it came back to 3. And the final unlimit is going to be Imperial Order, and it's quite simply because Mystic Mine has been such a dominant card ever since Order has gotten banned. The only thing stopping Mystic Mine before was the fact that so many decks were playing Order, which would negate Mystic Mine, mean that there's no way you can ever deck anyone out with the card. With Order banned, that's not been a problem. You can activate Mystic Mine, deck people out. So many people have been doing this, and so many YTS finals have been decided by this Mystic Mine deck out. And so unbanning Imperial Order would solve that issue completely. So I feel like it's the only correct move to do with regards to that massive issue in the game right now. But that's going to be it for the video. If you like what I said, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe. If you hated what I said, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you're neutral on everything, stop being a centrist and like, comment and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, I will see you gamers later. Goodbye, adios, so long, and subscribe.